China is the potential superpower of the future. It has become the second largest economy thanks to its economic studies. China has the world's largest population. It covers most of the production from telephones to air conditioners in the world. America is uncomfortable with China, which is said to be the potential superpower of the future. America, which aims to be the only superpower in the world, started to have problems with these plans. One of these problems was China. China and America worked together against the invasion of Japan. After the Second World War, America wanted to have power in many regions of the world. It relied on its ally China to hold power in the Asian region under the influence of the Soviets. But China experienced a civil war after World War II. It is a war between nationalists and communists in the country over the dispute of domination. The leader of the nationalists is Chiang Kai-shek, while the leader of the communists is Mao Zedong. In the war, in which the two sides lost a total of nearly 2 million soldiers, the People's Liberation Army, led by Mao Zedong, triumphed in 1949 and found the People's Republic of China. The nationalists continued the republic by going to Taiwan. After the communists came to power, they cut off with the outside world. Planned to be completely self-sufficient by cutting off relations with the capitalist West. The wealth began to be distributed equally. The people of China were a people who lived on agriculture. He started the Cultural Revolution and decided to make changes in his country. He gave support and incentives. The problematic economy and famines emerged in China. The economy collapsed. In 1960, the Chinese economy was $59 billion. China continues to be withdrawn for a long time. After Richard Nixon visited China in 1972, the signals of change were received. Nixon gives advice on democracy. In 1976, Mao Zedong dies. After his death, his communist system began to change. In 1978, Deng Xiaoping began making changes, taking control of the country, organizing a tour to America and delivering positive messages. With the economic reform package, China opens economically to the world. First, economic zones are built. Contrary to the rest of the country, these regions are allowed to trade with Western countries. The aim is to attract foreign investment and strengthen the economy. The project is successful. China increases these economic regions. People working in factories in these regions work very cheaply. This is the advantage of Chinese companies and investors. This is the advantage of cheap labor. You can call this system capitalism, but China calls it characteristic socialism. The success of this system is cheap. Prices drop thanks to cheap labor. These low costs are in great demand in the West. This is how China has strengthened the economy. Increased salaries and quality of life have moved away from the public demands such as freedom of speech. China is valuable thanks to cheap labor. Besides, China is a big market. Many companies in China. It is trying to increase its profits by opening companies in its market. The biggest example of this is Hollywood. The Chinese Communist Party has been introducing limited quantities of films into the country with tight control for a long time. Even if the film restriction has been lifted under the pressure of the World Trade Organization, it did not remove the control. The production companies decided to enter this market to take advantage of the potential in China. There is nothing to denigrate China, and it should not have anything that could harm the Chinese government. For example, the Joker movie was not broadcast in China. The problems in the film because of the rulers and the anarchy caused by the Chinese government has disturbed the Chinese government, and its publication is prohibited. They can add things to the movies. Playing a Chinese actress or having a part of the movie set in China can be the reason for it to be broadcast. The rising power of China is showing its effect in the region and in the world. The investments and purchases it makes depend on many countries. They provide credit support to the countries with economic problems. Countries seize their mines and ports because they cannot pay their debts. posts. This is called occupation with checkbook without using swords. What will be its impact on the world when China becomes a superpower? One of these problems was China. China and America worked together against the invasion of Japan. Had given to. After the Second World War, America wanted to have power in many regions of the world.